Welcome to Wisdom of the World. Today I'm going to tell a story from Albania. It is about making the impossible happen. The story is called The Girl That Became a Boy. And it goes like this. Once upon a time, there was a father. He had 3 daughters. And the king of the country where he lived was mobilizing an army. There was going to be a war ahead. And had asked everybody who had sons to send them to the army. Now this father had 3 daughters, and so he asked the oldest daughter, what should I do? And the oldest daughter said, well, marry me to somebody. And the second daughter said the same thing. The third daughter said, just cut my hair, give me your armor, your weapons, give me a horse, and I'll dress up like a boy, and I'll go and I'll fight. And so the father did that. And so the young girl, dressed up like a boy, joined the army. And she did really well. In the end, also, the king won the battle, and the girl really distinguished herself by saving the son of the king, saving his life, really. And so the king was extremely grateful to her and said, you can choose what part of the kingdom do you want? But the son whose life she had saved had said to her already, he's going to want to offer you parts of his kingdom, but don't take that. Take the horse that he has, because it can think and talk like you and me. And so when the king asked her, she says, no, I don't want to fight any more wars. And the king said, oh, that's fine, I can exempt you from military duty. And he said, no, I would like to have the horse that you have. And the king hesitated. But when his son said to the king, oh, you think your horse is more important than me? The king gave the horse to the girl who dressed up as a boy. And so our girl left that kingdom on the horse and went way and way and way far to another kingdom. And the horse said, can you see, she saw a whole group of people coming together. And the horse says, I can see, can you see that also? He asked her, and she said, well, I can see there's a lot of people, but I don't know what the story is there. And he says, well, there is a king in that kingdom who wants to marry his daughter. And he has dug a canal around the castle. And he says, anybody who can jump that canal and catch an apple that is being thrown at the same time can marry my daughter. And so the horse said, just let's make the impossible happen, will we? And so he jumps the canal and lands on one leg, and then as he makes a second jump, she holds him by his manes and catches the apple with the other hand. Now that had never been done before, and the king wasted no time and offered his daughter in marriage, and they got married. And immediately the party was there, the marriage was official. And then the wedding night. So, of course, those were 2 girls. Nothing happened, you know what I mean. And they had the habit of checking that. So they said to the daughter, how was your wedding night? And she says, nothing happened. Second night, same, nothing happened. Third night, same, nothing happened. And then they referred that case to the court. You know, in those days, if you don't do it, you die. So they felt bad, but still they made impossible tasks for that boy, it was our girl, to do. But she succeeded in first time, the second time, and then the third time they said, okay, you need to go to a church full of snakes. And those snakes are not good citizens. They haven't paid their taxes for years. We want you to deal with them. Of course, they thought that he was going to meet a certain death. And he was afraid, and he said to the horse, how are we going to do this? But every time the horse always says, we are just going to make the impossible happen. And so he says, don't worry. You ask the king for a cart full of bells and some donkeys to carry the money back. And so he did. I'm calling her he, knowing it's a she, right? So the horse would guard and neigh and make a lot of noise at the front door, and he would climb into the window and then ring all those bells and make a huge amount of noise so the snakes would think that the gods were there to punish them. And so with that threat of punishing them, they agreed to, pay up, and they brought out heaps of money, which they carried off on their donkeys that they had reserved for that. And so when they were leaving that church, the snakes came after them and said, whoever stole their money, they came so much after him. They wanted that boy, and but somehow they couldn't. And then they put a curse on him, and they said, you who stole our money, if you are a boy, you'll turn into a girl. And if you are a girl, you will turn into a boy. And at that moment, she felt herself being transformed into a boy. And then, again, she came back to his bride. And when they asked her the next morning again, how was your wedding night? She says, you don't need to ask me again. It was fantastic. And that's how the impossible was made to happen. And the girl had really become a boy. Have faith, don't give up. If you like this story, if you have suggestions for another story, let me know. Thank you.